like yours and the issues that matter most to our community take center stage. Progressive, powerful, unapologetically us. Whether you're driving through this city or tuning in from your home or office, join the public square. KBLA Talk 1580. Your home for talk that enlightens, encourages, and empowers. Listen live on our free KBLA 1580 app, on our website at KBLA1580.com, or on your radio dial at 1580 AM.
Unapologetically
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA Talk 1580. Download the app.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show on KBLA Talk 1580. Tenacious Tuesday, and we're on the grind. Attorney Barbara Arnwine, the president and founder of the Transformative Justice Coalition, and internationally renowned for her contributions on critical justice issues, including the passage of the landmark Civil Rights Act of 1991 and the 2006 reauthorization of provisions of the Voting Rights Act, and her present responsibility organizing No Kings marches all across the United States, where they are only expected to continue to swell and to grow. Barbara, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show.
What a pleasure it is to be on your show today.
Barbara, you have a very special guest that you'll be bringing on the show.
Yes. I can't wait. I just can't wait to introduce her. Tell me when she's there, and I will keep rolling.
Barbara, there's so much going on in the world. I look forward to the president of the Chicago Teachers Union and AFT Vice President, Stacey Davis Gates, joining us momentarily. Barbara, the war isn't going as President Trump has planned. And the consequences of it for the midterm are extraordinary. He said the war would take just a couple of weeks. We are now 8 weeks in to that process. Barbara, your initial thoughts about where we are in this conflict?
Well, it's clear that he's lost. He's going to come up with some kind of, it's clear to me that he's going to send his guys in there and say, settle this thing somehow so I can get out of it. Please save me from myself, because he created this terrible mess. And have you been watching what's happening in Asia?
The markets?
No, the people. They're suffering because they don't have enough oil to run air conditioners. So you got TV hosts getting on the show, taking off their jackets and saying, we're trying to be cool because we know people are suffering from the heat and have no air conditioning. There's from one Asian country to another, there's massive, failures of power, and people are just suffering. We're not at that stage yet, but that's what's happening in Asia right now. And people are putting memes up. They're putting video up of their suffering, of not being able to, drive their cars, all kinds of stuff. This is serious, everybody.
Barbara, I don't know what to believe when I see the memes. I try to look for the credible news sources to give me that particular story, and I apologize if I missed it. But I do have to share with you that one of my obvious concerns is that that China is going to insist that its energy resources are allowed to move beyond the American blockade and uninterruptedly bring their oil and critical access to liquid natural gas to the ports that the Chinese themselves and other Asian countries are demanding that happens. This could bring us dangerously close to a confrontation with another world power.
And I say that there's no way that we're going to enter into that confrontation. We're going to bow, scrape, and get the heck out the way and get this thing settled and over. I mean, a- it's Trump's amazing hubris, his belief that he's somehow above all other human beings, that led us into this, because every other president, was given the same appeal by Netanyahu and said, no way. We know that, and they listened to their intelligence briefers who told them this cannot be won easily. There's something called the Strait of Hormuz, that there's also, the just intransigence of the Iranian leadership, rulers, from all kinds of sectors, and said, you just can't expect to win this, that it's not winnable, and we don't want to get mired down. That's why they settled, and that's why he's going to settle, and he's going to settle for more money than Obama did, after raising all this hell, after causing all this human suffering, people dying because they don't have, the fuel to run their hospitals in different countries. People, this is a disaster of his own making, and he is trying to declare victory, trying to put on a big face in front, but it's a disaster.
Barbara, in the last hour, Liz King credited you with your work that you are doing across the country in the area of voter registration and participation. An important election is taking place on this day in Virginia. Barbara?
That's correct. In Virginia, everyone, the issue is redistricting. Again, the president started some mess. He started this mid-decade redistricting, and he had the nerve to order his colleagues in Texas to do this mid-decade redistricting so that they could, quote, take over the House, because he knows he can't win the House because nobody wants to vote for his party right now, because his party is so captured by him that it's not ruling in the interest of the people. So he started this mid-decade. So we had, Texas passed their 5 seats that they grabbed, doing major damage to Black political power in the state. So California retaliated and grabbed some seats, and then other GOP-controlled states started grabbing more seats. And now the Dems are saying, we got to fight back. We just can't sit here and allow them to steal another election. So what you have had happen is that in Virginia, they're trying to pass mid-decade redistricting that would counteract the redistricting that has been done by the GOP-controlled states. So instead of just doing it like they've been doing it in the GOP states, they've just been passing this through the legislature, the redistricting. In Virginia, they have an actual referendum on the ballot, so the people get to speak. And I can tell you, I live in Maryland, folks, and work out of DC, so I am constantly seeing all the media regarding what's going on with this battle. So I see all the commercials, and it's evil the way they are misusing Black history and just telling lies. So it's been fascinating to watch this battle. So the people, if you are in Virginia,
Barbara?
This is your last day to vote. Yes.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr., listening to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show on KBLA Talk 1580. More when we come forward with Barbara Arnwine on the grind in just a moment.
It's afternoon drive time with Jesse Jackson Jr. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, host of The Voice of Reason, weeknights at 7 p.m. here on KBLA Talk 1580, with a personal invitation for you to join me and Insight.me as we present The Healing Box, live at Inglewood's world-famous Miracle Theater, Saturday evening, May 23rd at 7 p.m. Look, I understand your attachment style has been running your life like a rogue algorithm, and nobody has had the courage to press pause. us. Until now, Dr. Bakoya McCall and yours truly are curating a night where clinicians, spiritualists, and an all-star panel of Black woman healers like Dr. Shalonda Sunshine Crawford, Dr. Jashana Johnson, and spiritualist Precious McGill will join some amazing spoken word artists and the legendary comedian Louis Dix to diagnose, disrupt, and heal your relational wreckage in real time. Listen, bring your trauma. As a matter of fact, bring your baby mama. No, bring your testimony. And if you're still texting your ex at 2 a.m., baby, you're not just invited, you're the target demo. Tickets are moving fast, so grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before your dating history gets flagged as a pre-existing condition. That's themiracleinglewood.com. We'll see you there Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-242-1551. That's 800-242-1551. 800-242-1551.
The joint will be jumping. Ebony Repertory Theater, in association with Big Street Films, brings you one of the most beloved musicals of all time. Tony Award winner, Ain't Misbehavin'. The soulful, swinging celebration of the music of Fats Waller. From the rollicking to the romantic, this show is pure magic, full of the songs that defined an era and the voices that'll make you forget everything else for a night. Foot stomping, heart stirring, unforgettable. Don't miss Ain't Misbehavin' at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center, starring Lettucey, directed by Ren T. Brown. This is the night out you've been waiting for. Tickets are going fast, so don't wait. Grab yours now at ebonyrep.org or call the box office today at 323-964-9766. Ebony Repertory Theater, bringing the culture, keeping the legacy alive.
Ain't Misbehavin' runs May 21st through June 8th at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets now.
Now back to more of Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Folly drops the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to the me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to the me. KBLA Talk 1580. Download the app.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show on KBLA Talk 1580. Barbara Arnwine also serves as co-chair and facilitator of the National Commission for Voter Justice, the Millennial Votes Matters convenings, and the Voting Rights Alliance. Barbara, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Barbara, just before the break, the way I think I heard you say it was like this. What had happened was Donald Trump wanted more votes in the Congress of the United States, so he called the governor of Texas to find him, I think, 4 or 5 more seats.
Five more seats.
5 more seats. Then, in reaction to that, what had happened was the governor of California and the governor of Illinois then decided that they were going to consider mid-decennial redistricting in order to protect seats for Democrats. And then when some of this activity took place in California, but some of this activity did not take place in Illinois, what had happened was the people of the state of Virginia put up a referendum, which is being voted on today, to tilt the scale in the direction of new seats in the state that give Democrats an opportunity to control Congress and therefore allow Hakeem Jeffries to be the next Speaker of the House. How many more of these what happened was are we going to be looking at between now
There's
and November, Barbara?
Well, there's no telling because he keeps cheating. So you don't know what else he's going to come up with. Come on, who would have thought he would, some of the stuff he comes up with, telling the U.S., trying to pass, to enact an executive order, which thank God we have tied up in court right now in over 5 different lawsuits, where he's trying to tell the USPS that if they don't use, that they can only use his national voter database that he smashed together. And if somebody's not on that
With the
database,
help of
they
those.
can't even send their ballot to the election board. Did you hear me? That they cannot
Wow.
process their mail. He's telling them to tear it up, destroy it. Don't eat. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Don't even attempt to
I have
deliver
not.
it. The election officials don't even get the mail to make a decision if it's legitimate voter or not. He's saying USPS, you can't even send that ballot, or you're going to face criminal penalties. You have to intercept that ballot, destroy it if it's not, or if the name of that person is not on, or very stupid, voter database. That's how ignorant he is. That's how dangerous they are. That's how far they will reach. So we don't know. And I'm sorry. I can just say, Gina, they are trying to get on the show and they're having trouble. So that's the problem. They keep writing me saying that they're having trouble joining us. Okay.
So, Barbara, I appreciate you sharing with us that our guests are having a problem joining the show.
Yes.
We'll figure that out in the
I told them
background.
to call Gina, and I hope they will.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I appreciate you so much, Barbara.
Yes.
So this spiraling situation comes also against the backdrop of the Calais decision, which is expected sometime in June, and I've even heard rumors that the Calais decision could be released on Juneteenth to add insult to injury.
That would be like them to do something evil like that. But I do want people to know that decision day is tomorrow. There will be a decision day. I will be watching the court, as will a whole lot of lawyers around the country, to see what they do. Calais could be issued at any moment. I've been saying that for several shows now, but it's just the truth. Nobody controls the court but the court. And you probably saw that article, didn't you? From the New York
Yes, I
Times,
sure did.
that expose about this court. Folks, they're not being fair-minded. There's a whole lot of manipulation going on in that court to get the results that they want. And too much.
That
Too
whole
much,
shadow
too
docket.
much. Hmm?
The shadow docket. I mean,
Oh,
what
yes.
is that?
Yes. That's to avoid having a real hearing and a real opportunity for people to argue their case so that the justices can just do what they want to in the background. But the real problem, folks, is not just that they're ideologically conservative and anti-Black, too many of the persons on the court. But the other problem is that they're in the capture of these billionaires. They're doing their duty. They're doing their will. They're making sure that the billionaires are happy.
I remember seeing a Harrison Ford movie when the Supreme Court was actually, I think it was called the Pelican Brief,
Wasn't
where
that
the
something?
Supreme Court was profoundly compromised
Mhm.
by the private sector, by its resources, by the billionaire class, if you will. So much so that the opinions of the court itself were profoundly challenged. I think in that case, it was an environmental question. But for those of you who think that the Supreme Court is somehow some kind of independent governing body or branch of government that doesn't struggle with its own ethical problems, including but not limited to taking long and extensive and expensive vacations with the billionaire class,
Right.
taking advantage of yachts, their airplanes, And the idea that they would go fishing and not discuss cases and controversy,
Come on now.
it's just not possible. There's no reason to take Clarence Thomas anywhere if he's not discussing a case in controversy with the billionaire class. I'm particularly honored at this moment that Stacey Gates, president of the Chicago Teachers Union and executive vice president of the Illinois Federation of Teachers, before she was elected CTU president in 2022. Davis Gates served 4 years as vice president of the union. Madam President, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show and On the Grind with Barbara Arnwine.
Thank you for having me. I just talked to Barbara earlier today, so honored to be in your energy again, and so glad to hear the lift in your voice as you are managing the world as it is now, Representative.
Thank you so very much, Stacey. You know, we are so proud of work and the activism that you're engaged in. I know that Barbara wants to talk about May Day and the significance of May Day. Barbara, let me transfer this part of the conversation to you.
Well, thank you so much, President Gates, for being on the show today. And as we talked about it, there's no more urgent time for May Day than it is this year. Can you please tell all our mighty listeners around the country about why May Day is so important, how they can participate and be part of the May 1st activations being held in Chicago and all around the country?
Well, I'll start with the big deal of it. May Day is a holiday that is the legacy of workers who have been fighting for years to make all of this right. The issues that you all just finished talking about, the billionaire class, the convergence of money and power, and the 1% versus everyone else. You know, we have these high-minded conversations that are disconnected sometimes, and not we, not you all, but people typically have these high-minded conversations about, you know, fighting the billionaires, fighting the boss, but they don't ground it in the historical context of what that actually means and why it's important. This May Day, as a proud high school history teacher, we are doing something slightly different in Chicago. We are using our authority, our privilege as educators to give our young people an understanding of the power of the working class and why it's rooted and grounding in the experience of Black people in this country. W.E.B. Du Bois tells us that Black Reconstruction was brought to you by a general strike. W.E.B. Du Bois will also tell you that Black Reconstruction expanded the idea of democracy and created the public good. It was, in fact, a war, a civil war, where Black workers found the opportunity for mass liberation through the general strike. Now, these people were always in allyship with others, white abolitionists, Black abolitionists, and movements even led by women, see Harriet Tubman. But it was the occasion of the Civil War that offered the leverage opportunity of leaving a plantation and crippling the Confederacy. When they did that, it changed the war's outcome. Workers changed the outcome of the Civil War, and those workers are Black. And so this idea of who the working class are and how important they are is grounded in the enslavement of Black bodies. It is the anti-Blackness and the revision of history by those who lost that impede both our resilience and our power, especially in this moment. So I would say that on the occasion of the Civil War, Black workers saw an opportunity to not just win their liberation, but to create a more expansive democracy. See the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendments. And all three of these amendments offer an interesting through line to this moment. Think about it. The 14th Amendment, due process and birthright citizenship.
Right.
How many times will the Trump administration take that to the Supreme Court? And it is the basis under which our immigrant families come to this country and seek citizenship, birthright. They have children here. The 15th Amendment is being challenged in this moment by the SAVE Act, right? This idea that we are enfranchised and can exercise the right to vote. It is the legacy of Black people. It is the legacy of Black workers, the United States of America that we get, that has a Department of Education, Health and Human Services, because they create this through the Freedmen's Bureau. Remember, our people left plantations and didn't just say bye. They said we left the plantation and now we need public health, public housing, public education. And the Freedmen's Bureau begins to do this. Now, another interesting feature of the Freedmen's Bureau is that it becomes the first space where DEI happens. White women leave the households and they teach Black children in the South. So you get the underpinnings of the society that we are fighting to keep today through the liberation work of enslaved Africans, workers.
Wow. And I know you have a hard stop right at 4:30. So tell, just take these last 2 minutes to just let people know what they need to do on May 1st and how we can do this.
And how we can reach you and get instructions on how we can join the movement.
Right, exactly. Yes.
Well, MaydayStrong.org is the website where all of these things are being banked. We anticipate thousands of demonstrations throughout the country. We anticipate hundreds of demonstrations in our Chicago public schools. Chicago public school students should know two things: that the Haymarket Affair birthed the International May Day, and that workers' rights and the expansion of democracy are the legacy of Black workers. We're going to make sure that they know that this May Day, because that is our work as educators. And then we're going to ask their parents to do something with us to protest this erosion of our democracy. You can call it Rahm Emanuel erosion of democracy. You can call it neoliberal erosion of democracy. You can call it Donald Trump erosion of democracy. You can call it right-wing erosion of democracy. But the bottom line is that it's the erosion of democracy. And the very children that we teach every day will have to experience the brunt of this impact if all of us don't find community and the solidarity to resist it. That's May Day.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. You're listening to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Our very special guest in this half hour has been the AFT Vice President, Stacey Davids Gates, President of the Chicago Teachers Union and Executive Vice President of the Illinois Federation of Teachers. She is one of the foremost authorities on May Day, national movement, this coming May, to get the undivided attention of the American people and the importance of workers. More on KBLA Talk 1580 when we come forward on The Grind with Barbara Arnwine.
It's afternoon drive time with Jesse Jackson Jr. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is proposing a more than $14 billion budget for the next fiscal year. Bass says it boosts funding for affordable housing and includes plans to hire 510 new police officers.
We're about preventing the shrinkage this year, and hopefully we'll get back to expansion in a few more years.
LAPD's largest union is praising the added police funding. Black South Florida Congresswoman Sheila Sherfless McCormick is resigning instead of appearing before the House Ethics Committee. The Democrat faced 25 ethics violations tied to the alleged use of $5 million in COVID relief funds connected to her family's healthcare company. And longtime Pittsburgh Steelers coach Mike Tomlin, who is Black, is reportedly joining NBC's Football Night in America as a studio analyst. The move comes after Tomlin stepped down in January following 19 seasons with the Steelers. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Head to Waba Grill for $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. and try our new chili crisp dumplings paired with a premium beverage drink like our new strawberry watermelon lemonade energy refresher. both for just $5. Only at Waba Grill.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The number one storyline for Game 2 tonight in the Lakers playoff series against the Houston Rockets is whether Kevin Durant will be in the lineup. The 37-year-old Durant missed Game 1 Saturday with a bruised knee. The Rockets are listing Durant as a game-time decision. Durant is fifth on the NBA all-time scoring list. He leads the Rockets with 26 points per game. Despite Durant's uncertain status, the Rockets are still 4.5-point favorites to beat the Lakers tonight. 7:30 tip-off at Crypto.com. AJ English is the new men's basketball coach at HBCU Virginia Union. English replaces Lester Butler, who became head coach at HBCU Winston-Salem State. English was the NCAA Division II Player of the Year in 1990. Later that year, he was a second-round pick in the NBA draft of the Washington Bullets. The Washington franchise changed their name to the Wizards in 1997. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about. Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, aka the Voice of Reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Paid for by government. The 1986 to 2021 United States Silver Eagle, the first ever U.S. silver dollar minted in 99.9% pure silver and is the best-selling coin in the world. These original and historic silver dollars have ceased production forever. They will never be minted again. For a limited time only, full pound bags of original U.S. government-struck silver dollars are being released to the public. You can own a full pound of original U.S. silver dollar coins featuring Lady Liberty and the heraldic eagle, never to be struck again. Guaranteed. Call now to secure original United States Silver Eagles by the pound. The first U.S. silver dollars ever to be struck in 99.9% pure silver. Plus, receive a free bonus, an American Collector's Pack valued at over $40 and free shipping with every order. Call 1-800-560-6468 now to secure your full pound bag of United States Silver Eagle coins before they are gone. That's 1-800-560-6468.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
You're listening to Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Polly drop the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA Talk 1580. Download the app.
I'm Jesse Jackson. Welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Today is the anniversary of the 10th anniversary of the passing of Prince Rogers Nelson. We've been remembering Prince here on the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. And in this particular hour, however, our very special contributor, Attorney Barbara Arnwine, president and founder of the Transformative Justice Coalition, has been our special guest. She also serves as co-chair and facilitator of the National Commission for Voter Justice, the Millennial Votes Matters convenings, and the Voting Rights Alliance. Barbara, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show.
It's great to be here.
Barbara, I am equally as excited that Tracy Fiat Love is the founder, executive director for Lawyers for Good Government, L4GG, and the L4GG Action Fund, a pioneering organization she established in 2016 to mobilize the legal profession to defend democracy and the rule of law, protect civil and human rights, and advance environmental justice. Under her visionary leadership, L4GG has grown from a grassroots social media community into a nationally recognized legal advocacy organization that has mobilized over 125,000 lawyers and delivered more than $150 million worth of pro bono legal services to underserved communities. Tracy, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show and On the Grind with Barbara Arnwine.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Barbara, I'm so honored that you brought Tracy with us today. She's going to be very busy defending democracy.
That's to put it mildly.
Barbara, our guest is Tracy.
Yes, Tracy, before you joined the show, we were talking about the court. And we were talking about the new expose from the New York Times, but I'm not going to take you down that path. I want to make sure all our listeners are aware that something very special is also happening on May 1st involving the legal community. Tell people what's going on.
Thank you so much. So May 1st, in addition to being May Day, is also Law Day. Now, Law Day has been observed for more than 60 years. This has been, for a long time, an opportunity for the legal profession to reaffirm our commitment to constitutional principles, but it has mostly happened in a very quiet, behind-the-scenes way. Last year, for the first time, we created Law Day of Action, where we're asking lawyers across the country to take a stand, to show up publicly and reaffirm their oath to protect and defend the Constitution. So Law Day of Action this year on May 1st, 2026, is a coordinated, nonpartisan, nationwide day of action when lawyers and judges will gather outside at courthouses and in public spaces across the country to make clear that the rule of law is non-negotiable. And I hope every lawyer listening shows up that day. We now have more than 52 events on the map.
Tracy, how can lawyers who are interested in Law Day communicate with you, share with you, and express their interest in how they can be helpful in the preservation of democracy?
Thank you for asking. The website is lawdayofaction.org. Through that website, you can see what events are near you. You can also sign up to host an event. It's not too late. We still have almost 2 weeks. And in smaller cities where there may not already be an event, it doesn't take much to put one together. If you sign up through the website, we will make sure you have the resources, the templates, everything you need to make your event a success. And if there is already an event scheduled near you, you can RSVP online and let us know that you're going to show up that day.
Wow.
Tracy, it's also clear to both Barbara and I that an effort like this does cost money. How can we join and support your efforts financially?
You're asking the most amazing questions. Thank you so much. Most of the resources that are being used to help fuel Law Day of Action are coming from contributions from individuals, bar associations, and organizations, including Lawyers for Good Government. Lawyers for Good Government is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that would very much need and appreciate any support that your listeners can offer. And you can learn more at lawyersforgoodgovernment.org.
Thank you so much, Tracy. Barbara?
Yes. I just want people to understand that lawyers are needed. There's so much they can do, right, Tracy? People all the time are complaining about, how do I vote? Why is my name not on the list? Where, what are these problems? How do I use my mail-in ballot? I mean, people, they have those issues. Then they're like, somebody evicted me wrongfully. They're into, somebody told me I can't buy this house because I'm black. Somebody lied to me about my job, application. What can I do? I need a lawyer, but I'm not rich. I'm not even, upper middle class. I'm just struggling. So why is it so important that lawyers, are involved not only in coming out in law day and reaffirming their oath, which includes, of course, if people are aware, our obligation to help the public good. Can you tell people about why we push so hard to make sure lawyers are out there helping the people?
You are so right that lawyers can do so many different things to make a difference in this moment. I think sometimes lawyers forget and think the only way we can be helpful is by maybe taking a pro bono case now and then. And that is not true. We do need lawyers taking pro bono cases, and we have a lot of opportunities for attorneys to do that through Lawyers for Good Government. But there are other things lawyers can do that are also very impactful. For example, submitting comments during moments where there are proposed regulatory changes that could have massive negative impact, showing up, helping to educate the public, helping to advise. We often will offer legal clinics that don't require you to take on long-term representation. So there are a lot of different ways, whether it is direct legal services, impact litigation, advocacy, education, all of these things can be done by lawyers and can make a massive difference. And I would argue, as attorneys, we have a certain amount of privilege and power that we are obligated to use in this moment.
And too many lawyers sit and don't do that. Go ahead, Jesse Jackson, please.
Barbara, I was just going to add that evidence also matters, I think, as we get ready to go into these polling places. If, in fact, we find ourselves intimidated in line, pull out your cell phone. Make the video. If you find foreign actors, and I don't mean by actors foreign from another country, but American actors intimidating people at polling places, film it, upload it, show the actions, document whatever we can document so that these lawyers can have access to the kind of evidence that in some cases, Tracy, might lead to keeping polling places open longer because of the behavior of these actors. Tracy, what kind of activity, given the nature of the polarization that we're expecting, can we expect in these primary contests as well as the general election? We've seen already some initial activity in Fulton County that is greatly disturbing.
Indeed. In fact, I live in Fulton County, so it is all too familiar to me. I want to lift up in this moment the work of organizations like the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law that runs election protection nationwide. There are many others that are doing that very important work as well. And you're right, the more individuals can hold up those cameras, which we now all carry in our pocket, and document what's going on and help the general public to actually see these crimes when they're taking place, see the ways in which the rule of law is being attacked, and our very right to vote, our voices as individuals and citizens in this democracy are being taken away, the better able attorneys will be able to push forward and protect those elections. And that is crucial right now.
Amen.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr., listening to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show on KBLA Talk 1580. We're on the grind with attorney Barbara Arnwine, the president and founder of the Transformative Justice Coalition. And our very special guest is Tracy Fiat-Love. She has organized more than 125,000 lawyers and delivered more than $150 million worth of pro bono legal services to underserved communities in our efforts to preserve and protect democracy. More when we come forward on KBLA, and our word of hope will be asked of our special guest, Tracy Fiat-Love, at the top of the hour. More when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Jesse Jackson Jr.
While you're stuck in traffic, we can at least bring you up to speed on the news of the day. You're listening to Jesse Jackson Jr. only on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. These are hard times for housing in America. Too many in our community face barriers to safe housing, behavioral health care, and affirming spaces for healing, particularly those impacted by poverty and stigma or incarceration. Rooted in South LA, Ahmad supports impacted communities through housing, wellness, and leadership development. Ahmad provides culturally responsive, peer-led support from transitional housing and mental health services to leadership development and youth empowerment. They offer safe, affirming houses for youth, transgender women, and formerly incarcerated individuals. Therapy and peer support with a focus on healing trauma in Black communities. HIV prevention and care, free testing, education, and wraparound services for whole person wellness. Standing in the gap with health, housing, and hope. Reach out to Ahmad Institute at 323-569-1610. That's 323-569-1610. Or visit amaad.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Getting around LA doesn't have to cost a lot. Metro has fares that fit every budget. 20 free rides for qualified riders through the Life Fare program. Free passes for students with GoPass and affordable options for everyone in between. Wherever you're going, Metro's got you covered. Visit metro.net/fare programs.
My name is Tyrone Owens, and this is my home for 23 years that burned in the fire. Me and my wife, Charlene, we had this whole yard decorated every year.
This was a house that sparkled throughout the entire neighborhood on all the holidays. It's a community that will never be the same due to the negligence of the utility company. So I am pretty upset about that.
We were nowhere near being able to rebuild with our insurance. It's going to cost $1 million to put your house back up.
I want to get back to that point where we were before the fire. I'm starting to get emotional, but I'll work through it. LA Fire Justice has been wonderful for us. They're just caring people. We have all faith in them.
Big ups to LA Fire Justice, who's given us hope to rebuild 100%.
Advertisement. Douglas Foster, 221 East Walnut Street, Suite 100, Pasadena, California, 91101 is the attorney responsible for this ad.
LA Fire Justice is proud to sponsor Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's never too early to start talking about money in realistic ways with your kids. JP Morgan Chase navigates how to educate your kids now about creating long-lasting, healthy money habits. Whether your kids are in elementary school, high school, or college, now is a great time to start a conversation about ways to create healthy money habits as they grow, ultimately benefiting their financial future. Talking about money in a realistic way to support your kids' lifestyle and dreams, your first banking account geared towards high school or college. It's never too early. Explaining the basics, what you earn and what you spend, building financial confidence starts with getting organized. Learning and practicing vital money skills now will stay with them for life. Tools they will have to stay on top of their finances and achieve their goals. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase.
You better work.
She's rooted in culture and rising in power. Los Angeles City Council member Karen D. Price Jr. invites you to the District 9 Women's Leadership Summit, a powerful gathering celebrating the women who shape our communities. Join us Sunday, May 3rd from 1 to 6 p.m. Registration is open now, but space is limited. District 9 residents receive special priority. This event is free. Call 323-846-2651 to reserve your spot. That's 323-846-2651. Be rooted, be powerful, be there.
Now back to more of Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Quality drop the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA Talk 1580. Download the app.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Welcome forward to Tenacious Tuesdays. We're on the grind on the J Lunch Club with Barbara Arnwine. And in this hour, our final segment, Tracy Fight Love, whose name I've been slaughtering for the last 20 minutes. I'm so grateful that she's our special guest. Tracy is the founder and executive director of Lawyers for Good Government, L4GG, and the L4GG Action Fund, a pioneering organization established in 2016 to mobilize the legal profession to defend democracy and fight for the rule of law, protect civil and human rights, and advance environmental justice. Tracy Fight Love, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Show.
Thank you so much.
And my sincere apologies for slaughtering your name for the first part of it happens. My sincere apologies. Tracy, let me ask you a question. How do you prioritize the fight with all of these lawyers to save and secure our democracy? And I'll go one step further. Because part of that fight is about the restoration of the people's faith in the Constitution itself and the idea of the rule of law. And if there is any one thing that Donald Trump has done better than most, horrifically, by the way, is shake people's faith in the Constitution and shake their faith in the rule of law. In that every single day we get more evidence that Donald Trump is living above the law and not within the law and not even respecting and upholding the law. Tracy, how do we defend democracy and how do we prioritize the fights that we have to put forward?
This is such an important and honestly challenging question. For lawyers in particular, I think it's critical that we focus on process and systems. In other words, we often think of ourselves as advocates fighting for the interests of individual clients, but we can't do that if we're operating within a legal system that doesn't offer independent courts, doesn't offer due process, doesn't guarantee equal treatment under the law. So as attorneys, we have to focus on some of these things that from the perspective of the general public may not sound as important as some of the individual fights that we also have to take on. But this is the system, this is the process. As lawyers, we are trained to understand how it is supposed to work. And that means we know when it isn't working. And in those moments, it is our obligation to stand up and sound the alarm for the general public.
Thank you, Tracy. Barbara?
Yes, Tracy, is there anything else you want to say to our national audience about what lawyers should be doing not only on May 1st, but moving forward? Because the work just isn't a one-day work. It's going to be with us for quite a while. So share to those, how many lawyers are there right out there in this nation right now?
1.2 million approximately.
All right now. And that's out of a population of 320 million people.
That's
Folks, that's why lawyers are so important. So tell people more about May 1st, Law Day, and about what lawyers need to be doing moving forward.
Absolutely. I think the most important thing is to commit to taking action and to understand that no one person, no one organization can take on everything. Your job is not to do everything, but your job as an attorney is to do something. If you're not sure what that something is, I'm so deeply sorry. If you're not sure what that something is, check out the Lawyers for Good Government Impact Docket. We send out an email every single week with a minimum of 3 to 5 specific actions that attorneys and members of the legal profession can take to make a difference. You will find something that you can do. We offer training, supervision, malpractice insurance. We make it easy, but you have to take that first step, sign up, look for ways you can make a difference, and take action.
Tracy, how do we get on that list?
If you go to l4ggaction.org and click on Impact Docket, you'll be able to see all of our past issues and fill out the form to subscribe.
Barbara?
And once again, give everybody that URL to become part of Law Day of Action.
Absolutely. And on that day, if you happen to be in the DC area, I will be there on the steps of the Supreme Court, and I hope to see you there as well.
So people, please, lawdayofaction.org. Go to lawdayofaction.org. Join us because as you heard from President Stacey Davis Gates, people all over the country are going to be turning out on May Day to say no work, no school, no shopping. And they're going to be having events all over the country to show that the people own this government and that we own this nation. But also, lawyers, we got to roll. Come on, lawyers. Let's be out there. Let's show that we stand for the Constitution and we will not allow our Constitution to be eroded during our watch. Thank you so much, Tracy. You are amazing. I love your just leadership and your vision and your incredible productivity. Just thank you for the impact you're having on our entire legal field.
Thank you so much.
Tracy, thank you for joining us on the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Barbara, we have about 1 minute left. Your word of hope before we close our show.
My word of hope is I want to actually do a shout out to Terry Sewell. Congresswoman Terry Sewell, thank you for calling RFK Jr. out for that outlandish removal and reparenting proposal for Black children. Please, people, we are the people. We control this government. Let's make our voices heard. Let's never let anybody try to take away our rights. We fought too hard for them and we'll never give them up without a major fight. And the fight is on. So come on, folks. We can't wait to see you in these streets on May 1st. Thank you.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Been on the grind with Barbara Arnwine, President and founder of the Transformative Justice Coalition. Very special guest, Tracy White Love, founder and executive director of Lawyers for Good Government, L4GG, and the L4GG Action Fund. When we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580, more.
KBLA 15